Hey, how's it going? I have a Minelab Go Find 60 here. I got it all set up ready to go. I'm going to run sensitivity all the way up and not discriminate anything out. This has the auto tracking ground balance, and if you're interested in about it, I got a couple other videos on, talk about it and show you features on it with an app and whatnot. But this one here, I'm going to run through my test bed, which I do with other metal detectors, and I have a sheet here that I write down pretty much everything on, and then I'll score it. This test bed's been in since last fall, so it's not like real well established, but it's getting there, and we're going to go ahead and get started. The first one is a 4-inch deep quarter. Hits it easy. Next one is a 7-inch quarter. Tries ringing up as a quarter, but one thing I noticed with this before we even go any farther is the deeper targets are pretty much going to come up as iron, but it does hit them, so you can't really get any points for that. This is a 10-inch quarter. If that thing would ring up as a quarter, this would be an awesome machine. But it's iron, coming up as iron. There is a way, like I showed on the other video, you hit pinpoint, you can tell that thing's deep. You were to move back to the 4-inch. So let's continue on here. 4.5-inch dime. Pretty easy. Now 8-inch dime. Let's try him. Pretty impressive, actually. 8-inch dime. It's hitting one way anyways. Now a nickel at 6 inches. Not saying it's there anyways. Now 8-inch deep nickel. Pretty much the same, saying it's there, but you really don't know what it is. A copper penny at 2 inches. No problem. Now a zinc penny at 2 inches. One way it does let you know it's actually a zinc. Now a silver ring at 6. Saying it's iron. And then a Morgan dollar at 11. Kind of the same. And then a brass candle holder at 15. Nothing. We're going to move down to the second row. We have a bottle cap at 4 inches. I'm going to have to say you dig that. It's not separating that out. Now a 10-cent piece with 4 rusty nails around it. basically telling you there's iron there, that's it. Now a 25-cent piece with a big nail beside it. Hitting it pretty good that way, but not that way. Now 2 pull tabs 3 inches deep. Definitely letting you know that them are there. Can slaw at 2 inches. You'd think that was a quarter. A quarter on end at 4 inches. It's hitting it. It's actually got it both ways. Now this is 10-cent piece, 4 inches deep with 2 rusty nails. It's hitting it one way. That's pretty good. Now here's for recovery. There's a 1 cent, a 5 cent, and a 10 cent, 2 inches apart. It's actually moving around on there, but doesn't quite come up as what it should. And then a 1 cent and a 10 cent with 7 rusty nails around it. I don't think you'd be digging that. And a quarter, 12 inches deep. Nothing. Now for the third row, a 22 bullet. 2.5 inches deep. Coming up as iron. Then 10 cents, 4 inches deep with 5 nails 2 inches above them. Yeah, ain't doing it. A dime at 11. Nothing. And the last one will be very hot soil with a quarter in it, and see if you can actually pinpoint that quarter. No way or form. Now for the last test, there's going to be some small items. This here is a 24 karat piece of gold. It's 1 grain, very small and thin, and we're going to just basically still running with no discrimination. About 1 inch away, it did hit that. Not too bad. Now next is a iron meteorite. It has a little bit of iron in it. Pretty good. Hits it. The next one is 0.46 grams of a stony meteorite that fell in Wisconsin back in April of 2010. Nothing. Now if I were to put on pinpoint, basically all metal, it's not picking it up. Then the last test are 3 copper pieces. If I can get them lined up here. Large one, a medium one, a small one. They're all a lot smaller than that grain of gold. So I'm going to start with a larger one. About 2 inches away. Picks it up pretty good. Now the medium one. Yeah, almost. Not quite though. The small one, nothing. Let me hit all metal. Nope, not quite. But overall, not too bad for them small targets as far as hitting it. So, well, he ended up with 28 total points out of 66, which isn't terribly bad. Kind of, I'd say, a little bit average for a basic end metal detector. The part where it seems to shine is, in all honesty, is the depth, but it's picking stuff up deep, but it's pretty much telling you it's iron, as you can see there. Now, if that was basically coming up as like coins, like quarters and that, it'd be kind of a fairly deep machine, but it's telling once you get over about 6 inches, most of the stuff is coming up as iron. And I do believe that has a lot to do with that ground tracking. Could be wrong, but as far as recovery, it's not the greatest for separation, as you can see, below 3 inches anyways. Then it seemed to be pretty good on small targets. It picked up 1 grain of gold and was actually letting you know it wasn't iron. And you will be digging bottle caps with it, but overall, not too bad of a detector. So there you go, the Go Find 60 from Minelab. This thing would sound off like coins were in the ground instead of iron at 8 inches deep. This thing would be a pretty wicked little machine, but can't have everything, can you?